What is going on, Coaster Spotters? We are here for another tour on the channel. We are at Castle Park in Riverside, California. About 50 minutes from Knott's Berry Farm. Small little amusement park owned by Palace Entertainment, same owners as Kennywood. Admission is about $40, 30-ish for the kids if you buy online. And we're just gonna go ahead and walk around the park and see how everything is. I'm here because this coaster here, the Screamin Demon, has been, was SB&O for like 8 years or something, for a very long time. And it finally reopened, I believe, last year, like practically in the middle of the pandemic. As soon as they reopened, this got oh my God. This is a Fabre spinning coaster and they are terrible. I've done one other one and let's see if this one runs any better. Yeah, they have like the same characters as Dutch Wonderland. That's interesting. Like we had Duke out on the front. So there's the cars. They're very high up, as you can see. And the spin axle actually has a tilt to it, so the spinning doesn't usually go too well. Usually it's kind of boring. So that was a roller coaster that occasionally is fun. It was okay. It was I probably do it one or two more times. It very janky. It does not spin a lot, but it does whip through the turns quite fast. So at least there's that. Better than the other one I did. Which, fun fact, was this one was actually owned by the same fair operator, Showman, that I did the other one of. They got rid of one of them pretty quickly after they realized how much of a piece of garbage they are. They have a Flyers. This is the beginning of February, so a lot of stuff is under maintenance right now and closed. So there's that. But you Flyers, you control it yourself, get to fly in and out. A lot of fun. Here is Merlin's Revenge. This is a Veloma Junior roller coaster. This is actually the same exact model as the Gadget Go coaster at Disneyland. You can see they're all in rehab. It looks like they're painting them, so nice. Or they just are very sun-baked, but it looks like they're painting them. They have a magic show over here in the big circus tent. It's very cool. I don't think there are any shows today, but if there are, I actually might check that out. Very cool. Alright, so it's not a very big park, and there is a small water park. I'm not sure about that at all, so we'll check all that out. You have a Crazy Plane, which is like a camp bus attraction. You just go in and go up and down very slowly. Kids ride. So it looks like we got a bunch of little kids rides here. You have the Rockin' Tub, which is rocks back and forth and spins. You have the Wiggle Racers, which is one of these little do-it-yourself things. They do have a train that goes around most of the park. I'll have to check out where that picks up at. Looks like they have an antique carousel. This is fabulous. So there is everything there is. As you can see, we're already at the center of the park, so it's not very big, but a bunch of kids rides and adult rides and all that stuff. Giant Castle Arcade. The Buccaneer Cove is basically just a play area for the kids. Very cool. So, and then the mini golf looks absolutely fantastic. I would love to come back and try that with my fiance. We got a Sea Dragon. Swing chip type deal. We don't have a Ferris wheel, but we do have this balloon ride. which looks fun. Sky Rider. So you get to go up and get some cool views. Like this whole area right now is closed. There is a abandoned kiddie coaster over there, and they have a log flume. I cannot comment on how long all this has been closed, but it exists back there. And we have a bunch of little kiddie rides here. Little boats, little rockets, a Dumbo little ride. Love that they're all undercover, lots of shade. The whole place is covered with, I believe, oak trees. And it looks like at night they have some fantastic LED lighting to light them up. Very nice. So from the feeling I get to this park is that a lot of love was put into it at some point, but it seems like a lot of things have fallen into disrepair, unfortunately. But I love all these trees. Very nice, very shaded. But then right next to it, you have something like this. Like they have these fantastic wrought iron structures and things. I believe the founder of this park was a former Disney Imagineer or had something to do with Disneyland. So we have an antique car ride. We'll go ahead and give that one a go and see how it is. It looks like it's a powered one, so you're not going to do any steering. You're just along for the ride, unfortunately. But I love all the scenery, so I'm definitely going to give this one a try. There you go. I like the sounds that they make. Very neat. Makes it sound like oldie time. Very tight if you're an adult, by the way. I think some of them have one wheel and some have two, and I had two, so fitting myself underneath there was very hard. Going over a little bridge even, little mine carts. I love it. Very, very cute. Got tilt-a-whirls over there. You know it. Go around over some hills and you spin and let your gravity and physics take over. Next to antique car ride, you have the Riverside Express. And we'll also try to come back and take that for a ride and give you some highlights. And there's the tilt-a-whirl again. They have multiple trains. I think the same layout. I'm not sure. Over this way is Buccaneer Cove, as we saw, which is just a water play splash fortress. You had the arcade and the castle with the golf. So we are now at the back of the park. Not that big of a park, but still a lot to do. So here's the mini golf, and let me say what, this thing is huge. Look how big this place is. Oh my God, and the holes look like they're well maintained. Love the old circus wagon right there. That's fun. But like, there's mini golf as far as the eye can see. I don't even know how many courses there are. And then the dark ride is back here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Huh. 4 courses. 4 courses. All fabulously themed, well maintained. The carpets all look very nice and clean. Water features aren't on, but it is the middle of winter, so not to be unexpected, at least on the East Coast. But looks like each one has a little bit of a different theme. So that's nice. You got fairy tale stuff over there on the left. To castles and everything. And look, the final hole there is like a skee ball. That's fun. There it is, and you get the beautiful hills in the background of Southern California. Inside of the arcade, it's obviously where the arcade is, and also the Boo Blaster, so we'll go check that out. A lot of the new stuff. You got your redemption counter and a little snack bar. I love the menus with the Galaga and like Pac-Man type graphics. That's fun. And a lot of the most current stuff looks like it's in here. We'll take the rest of it for a look after we do Ghost Blasters. Very excited about this. Didn't have a chance to do this last time. It's Sally Dark Ride, but it actually has 2 levels and like a lift hill and brakes and everything. So yeah, really excited to try this out. Here is the rest of the arcade. That was a good dark ride. Any East Coasters will know that the Cedar Fair parks have Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, which had some of the same stuff, but different stuff, better. I really liked how it was on 2 different levels, and the lift hill, and all that stuff. Time Crisis. Not any classic stuff, unfortunately. I always like to see a little bit of that, but you don't have anything here, unfortunately. Got your knockoff skee ball, ice ball, hoops, all that stuff, claw games, and then in the middle, some older stuff, skee ball, ADA ramp if you need to get down here. So, and then more theming like the chandelier there. So cool arcade, very cool arcade with the dark ride in here. Be sure not to miss the dark ride; it is very good. So there are all your admission prices for the park and mini golf. $15 for mini golf, and then general admission $39. As I said, you can get it cheaper online. I find it really interesting how they have all these characters, and I couldn't tell you which one came first, Dutch or here. I think Dutch. So that's interesting that Castle Park has adopted them. I'm gonna go back in the ride park and show you the rest of the stuff that you can do in here. Just a few more rides, and ride on that train. By the way, I am a big fan of parks who don't have gates and just the lighted sign for the train crossings. I like a little bit of responsibility of people. Plus, it looks so much nicer, doesn't it? Someone spent a lot of money at this at some point, and I'm afraid that the current ownership has not continued to spend the money, as they typically don't. Palace Entertainment, owned by Park Reinos, which is a Spanish company, and has done terrible things to Kennywood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But this place looks all right for the most part. I definitely see some issues, but I don't think they're big enough to worry. I don't know what it would be like on a busy day. That's when Kennywood typically falls apart. When it's a busy day, there's no fun to be had. All right, so I've determined that there's 2 different trains. Essentially has a different gauge, and goes a slightly different layout. It goes towards the front of the park near the highway, and then it joins back up right after the tunnel. So a little bit of a different experience, but that's neat. Little gift shop here. Here is the Palace Cafe. The Pizza Hut stuff. That's fun. I really like that, actually. So, we're back to the beginning, basically. There's the Sea Dragon. You can see that a lot of care was put into this park at one point, and then once it was sold, then sold again and again, a lot of that care has gone out of fashion. Talked about it, but there is the carousel in the middle of the park. Well, they call it a merry-go-round. I'm not sure if it is a classic one or not. I'll denote if it is, like a wooden carved one from like the 1920s or not. And then here are our final rides in this little plaza here. Got some bumper cars. Got the classic scrambler. You have a bumper car just hanging out right here for whatever reason, I don't know. You have the chair swing, the yo-yo. They call it the Rings Crown. Okay. And then you have the Dragon's Tower, which is an S&S double shot with a topper that very much needs to be replaced. These are really fun drop towers. I'm gonna give this a quick ride because I prefer to ride this over Scream at Knott's Berry Farm any day of the year. And finally, my nemesis, my absolute nemesis, the Gravitron. They call it the flying saucer. You know, you get in, door closes, you spin, and then you go up the wall and you feel like death if you're older. As the chair swing comes to a stop, that Dragon Tower is actually pretty weak for these. S&S, I think it's done a bunch of upgrades to some of these, like Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Used to have like really good air time when you hit the top, and not so much now. Now barely feel weightlessness. Still a fun time and cool view. From the swings, I totally forgot you go down this little area up and down to meet up with the level of the train track. And here's Merlin's Revenge. You already saw the entrance. And then you have the Spider, which is the classic ride. Spin around and do lots of spinning, puking type things. And then there is the Fireball, which is our Larson loop. Go back and forth, upside down. A lot of fun. You see these at fairs. A lot of rides here you can find at fairs, but all presented really nicely for the most part. As I said, the ownership of this park, not great at all. And I now have a Platinum Pass, so I'll be going to a lot of them. So if you'd like to see more tours, consider hitting that bell for instant notification when videos come out. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. What's your favorite thing here? I'd actually go with Merlin probably. As far as coasters go. Although the dark ride is fantastic. Don't miss that thing. And there's Rockin' Tub doing its rockin'.